the main difference in whether or not methylene blue will provide results such as increased energy, better memory, improved performance, and longevity depends on one thing, and it is the dosage of methylene blue. So in this video, I'll explain how to dose methylene blue properly. And if you watch this video till the end, you'll also learn one simple trick that will increase the effectiveness of methylene blue without increasing the dose. Methylene blue is a very small lipophilic, meaning it can dissolve in fats molecule that easily crosses blood-brain barrier and cell membranes, meaning it can get into the cells very easily, including the cells in our brain. And this is very important. When methylene blue gets inside the cell, it has the special affinity, meaning attraction, to mitochondria, where we produce energy inside the cell. It also has special liking of nerve tissue, meaning brain tissue. So when it gets into mitochondria, where we produce energy, it does two things. First, it reduces oxidative stress, harmful stress that can damage our DNA and lead to chronic disease. And it participates in the energy production cycle inside mitochondria, bypassing certain places in that energy production cycle that can get damaged by chronic disease. And that's why people, when they have chronic disease, they might have difficulty generating enough energy to heal. So it bypasses those sites. Now, what's interesting, it does so at lower dosages, but if you start to increase the dose to a certain point, methylene blue actually does the opposite. It creates more oxidative stress and it slows down energy production inside the cell. So this brings us to a very important point that I'd like to discuss: how to dose methylene blue properly, that you actually get results from taking it. To choose the right dose of methylene blue, you need to understand the difference between high dose of methylene blue and low dose of methylene blue. In its effects, methylene blue follows Hormetic curve. The principle of hormesis is the dose-response relationship, where at low doses we get beneficial effects. Then as we keep increasing the dose, those effects increase until a certain point, after which the benefits start to decline. And as we keep increasing the dose, those benefits can decline to the level that is lower than the baseline. I'll give you an example. At lower doses, methylene blue is an approved drug for a condition called methemoglobinemia. It's a condition when hemoglobin cannot properly carry oxygen and it leads to declined oxygen levels in blood. It's an emergency condition. So in the hospital, the person will be given lower doses of methylene blue. Now, if we give that same person high doses of methylene blue, it will actually cause the same condition, methemoglobinemia. Inside the mitochondria, at lower doses that are on the left side of the Hormetic curve, methylene blue donates electrons to complexes 1 and 4. That increases the energy production inside the cell, optimizes mitochondria, and massively decreases oxidative stress, all of which is hugely beneficial for either a person with chronic condition or somebody just looking to optimize their health. However, when we give the doses that are higher than the optimal lower doses of methylene blue, it starts to steal the same electrons from the complexes 1 and 4, and that will decrease the energy production inside the cell and create more oxidative stress. So for mitochondrial optimization, we always look at the lower doses of methylene blue. I had a patient who was taking methylene blue. It was actually self-prescribed at the higher doses, and I'll give you the dose, although we'll look at the right doses in the next section of this video. So he was taking 50 milligram of methylene blue every day. And one of his complaints was that his energy levels were actually lower than before he started taking methylene blue. When we adjusted the dose and actually first took the break from taking methylene blue and then adjusted the dose, he saw the opposite effects: increased energy, improved memory, and better immune function. Let's talk about the dosage of methylene blue, because after all, this is what determines whether or not it will be effective or not. Before I start, I'd like to encourage you to consult with a health practitioner who knows how to dose methylene blue and who'd be able to create a protocol that is personalized to your situation. I will share with you general guidelines. 0.5 to 4 milligrams per kilogram of body weight is considered to be a normal dose of methylene blue that is usually on the left side of the Hormetic curve. I like to start lower, as low as 6 milligrams of methylene blue a day, and see how a person reacts. I might increase this dose eventually to 10 milligrams or 15 milligrams, provided the person doesn't have contraindications for methylene blue. And I have a video that discusses that. Please have a look at contraindications first, and then eventually I will start decreasing the dose again. Why? Methylene blue is not supposed to be taken every day. At the beginning, the first 2 to 4 weeks, we might do it to sort of give your mitochondria a boost. But then taking it several times a week and even once a week, or taking it when your body is under a lot of stress, would be a good place for a methylene blue maintenance protocol. Doses above 40 milligrams, I've seen personally in my practice, create sort of the opposite effect where a person is on the right side of the Hormetic curve, especially if their mitochondria is not optimized. If their mitochondria is optimized, they don't need such a high dose of methylene blue anyways. Now let's talk about the last but not least point. How do you increase the effectiveness of methylene blue without increasing its dose? Methylene blue is a photodynamic therapy, meaning that it's being activated by light, specifically red light. In the spectrum of 660 to 680 nanometers of light, this is red light. So once you've taken methylene blue, let's say it's oral tablet methylene blue, wait 15 to 30 minutes, and then it's beneficial to get exposed to light. Sunlight is a form of light therapy that has red light in it. There's no sunlight where you live, or you can't go outside, any red light therapy device would work. This would activate methylene blue and make it more active. Therefore, it will increase its effectiveness, but it will not bring you over to the right side of the Hormetic curve. Combination of methylene blue and red light further enhances mitochondrial function. It further helps to decrease oxidative stress and improve energy production inside the cell. After all, that's why we all think about taking methylene blue, because we want to see increase in energy production, increase in memory. Methylene blue has some longevity and anti-aging benefits. As I said, it has very strong affinity for neurological tissue, so any kind of neurological conditions would respond favorably and beneficially when you get the dose right. Please share in the comments your experience of taking methylene blue. I'm looking forward to reading your stories.